Okay. Alabama police admit officer punched black shopkeeper who reported robbery after mistaking him for suspect. I guess he didn't get the police report correctly. Let's see. What's going on here? Fidelity. Alright. So there's the officer right there. As a matter of fact, too, this picture is not good. An Alabama Police Department has admitted one of its white officers punched a black shopkeeper after he called 911 to report a robbery because he mistook him for a suspect, according to multiple reports. Both All.com and the Associated Press reported that Decatur police admitted the mix-up on Monday. At a news conference on Monday, Department Chief Nate Allen played new body cam video showing the arrest of Kevin Penn in March, but did not release it separately. The video appeared to have been edited with overlays and a slowed down portion and cut out at the moment that previous footage suggests the punch was thrown. Ah, so they doctoring the evidence. It shows police entering the Star Spirits and Beverage store on 15th March with guns drawn before an officer ahead of the bodycam wearer asked Mr. Penn to put down his own weapon being held on the counter. A person, possibly the alleged robber, can be seen prone on the ground. Mr. Penn then said, "My gun is there. My gun is here. I'm not going to put my gun down if you got guns." The same officer issues a further warning as Mr. Penn states that he has a right to have my gun. See, let me just stop here. See, this is the problem right now. you know, when you have these states where people have the right to have guns, Second Amendment, and all that stuff, and then you call the police, you holding somebody at bay, and you happen to be a black person reporting a crime. The police come in, they see you have a gun, the first thing they think of is that you're the criminal. You see the problem you get into? When you have a gun and when you're black in America, you see? Now, I think if you call the police and they're coming, you have to think ahead and say to yourself that maybe I should put the gun down, you know? Just tell the guy who you have the gun on, just don't look in my direction. I have the gun on you. And as officers approach, you know, you don't have the gun on you. Because once you have the gun out, there's a good chance they can shoot you. Maybe by mistake, not probably intentionally, but shoot you because they so-called fear for their lives. And they might very well get away with it too. So, I'm not saying the shopkeeper is a mistake, but or a fault, but you have to think these things through. If you're gonna call the police and you have a gun, because in America, a black person with a gun is not gonna get the benefit of the doubt as a white person with a gun. They're gonna suspect. And another thing too, you would think that in some of these communities, the police will be aware of the shopkeeper. I don't know about this area in Alabama, but in some places they will be aware. Like the police who go around, they will be aware of who is who in the shop, so they'd be familiar with the people. So if you know a place is held up or there was a robbery, and the police go there, they'll be more than likely familiar with the shopkeeper instead of mistaking the shopkeeper for like a robber. So the police video ends as the officer with the body camera points their gun toward Mr. Penn before the third officer strikes the store owner. It came amid nationwide protests against systemic racism and police violence, sparked by the killings of George Floyd, an unarmed black man, by Minneapolis police last month. Mr. Penn has alleged his jaw was broken in the incident, while the U.S. media reports said he had been charged with obstructing the officer's investigation of the robbery. He's the one who called the police, and yet he's charged with obstructing. In a later statement, the police department said it believed no robbery had taken place, though a shoplifter was later arrested. CCTV footage of the incident has previously circulated online. It appears to show Mr. Penn beckoning the officers into his shop and reloading the magazine of his weapon, meaning it was not inside the gun at the time. The three Decatur police officers entered the shop and one immediately punches Mr. Penn. Two other officers then step in and help wrestle Mr. Penn to the ground. Decatur Police Chief Nate Allen said at Monday's press conference that he would rather have a punch than a shooting. Well, I have to agree with him. The punch is better than the shooting because the shooting might have killed him. He also confirmed that the officer who punched Mr. Penn had been placed on administrative duty during an internal investigation. That's interesting. So you call the police, and how did that work out for you? You can't win in America. I just think if you're black in America, you have a gun, you call the police. Prepare yourself. That's my advice. Yeah. And the police edited their version, their video. What does that tell you? Wow.